This topic is the 70 Faces of Zionism. Zionism was never given an official definition by Zionism's founders. The lack of a definition allowed Zionists to stretch the meaning of Zionism to almost absurd dimensions. Looking at the word Zionism, one would have thought that the foundation of the movement would have been a move to Zion, to Zion, the city of Jerusalem and the land of Israel. Yet, Zionism's founder and many of his followers accepted Theodor Herzl's Jewish state, where he contemplated creating an autonomous Jewish state in Argentina, and listened years later when Herzl suggested accepting England's offer of Uganda as a Jewish state. Creating a Jewish state in Argentina and Uganda directly contradicted the name Zionism, but because Zionists never set forth a definition of Zionism, even Zion wasn't sacrosanct to Zionists. As Zionist plans were put into action, and the Zionist dream of establishing a Jewish state came to fruition, a definition of Zionism became unofficially adopted by Zionists and the rest of the world. Zionism became known as the political movement to support the Jewish right to self-determination in its own homeland, the land of Israel. This definition was predicated on understanding that Jews were Israelites, not solely a people with a joint religion, but an independent nation. Like all nations, the Jewish people had inalienable rights. Zionists defined these rights as truths that guarantee the Jewish people their historic land. Just as every other nation has a right to their historic homeland, the Jewish nation also enjoys the right to its homeland. Just as every nation deserves to determine its own destiny, so too does the Jewish nation deserve to determine its own destiny through an autonomous state. The consensus of the definition of Zionism was more recently reached by the Jewish people. While the definition isn't binding, the principles, Jewish rights to self-determination and its own state on its own homeland, are binding. Just because Zionists never agreed to one definition doesn't mean the Jewish people aren't entitled to their rights. Zionism became the movement that assured the Jewish people they'd be able to enjoy their rights. Even Jews who didn't support or oppose Zionism agreed that the Jewish people had rights. The dispute within the Jewish people over Zionism was about timing. The disagreement stemmed over whether it made sense to begin a political effort to achieve these rights at that time. Over 70 years after the achievements of the first Zionist dream, the establishment of the Jewish state in the land of Israel, Zionists have a range of issues that concern them. External and internal enemies, economic challenges, domestic social issues, foreign policy, and so many other issues test Zionists to create a better society for the Jewish people in Israel. The sages taught that there are 70 paths to explaining the Torah. They call them the 70 faces of the Torah. While Zionism's wisdom doesn't compare to the wisdom of the Torah, its lack of authoritative definition has allowed it to be defined with at least 70 different definitions. There's little benefit fixating on the definition of Zionism. With the creation of the State of Israel, Zionism's achievements have become an undeniable reality. Whether you agreed with its original goals and methods, Zionism is now part of contemporary Jewish life. Today's discussions shouldn't focus on defining Zionism, but should focus on the burning questions of nationhood. The Jewish people need to begin asking themselves who they want to become. What are Zionism's values, and how do the Jewish people manifest them in their own state? How do they achieve and measure their own success? What are their goals over the next 25, 50, or 100 years? These are the questions Jewish scholars should be contemplating, educators should be teaching, and adults should be discussing, and politicians should be debating. Shalom.